Hey everybody, this is Ray back at the NEC 2016 41st Annual Convention here in Connecticut. Beautiful Saturday morning, hanging out in the vendor room. I've got Karen with us from K.O.I Organization International. She's one of the vendors here today, and she's going to tell us what exactly the K.O.I Organization International really does.
I'm glad you asked that. We're a group of advanced hobbyists who saw some opportunities in the business to do some teaching. All of us kind of learned the hobby of koi keeping 35, 40 years ago, and it was all word of mouth, and it was all what had been passed down in information, some from the Japanese, some what other people had learned here in the United States. And there were not a lot of consensus on the right way to do things. If you asked 5 different people, you tended to get 5 different answers, which resulted in some not too healthy fish. And we discovered very early that the hobby is a lot more fun with live fish than dead fish, so that we saw an opportunity to do some teaching. And my buddy in crime, Spike Cover out in California, and I started up a program, and we started teaching people the science behind the hobby of koi and pond keeping. And so we have been for almost 20 years since the beginning now. It's been about 18th year this year, teaching people about the hobby. And we've grown over the years. We've certified a couple hundred people. In the beginning, the program was U.S.-based only. And then we branched out and decided instead of being associated with any one or any other organization, we would do it ourselves. And now we're an international. K.O.I Organization International is very international. We have certified koi keepers all over the world: Holland, Denmark, South Africa, Japan. And we run a series of courses. They're all online. We even can teach labs online. We send you CDs and have homework assignments for those. And so it's a way for people to learn about the hobby of keeping koi and building ponds and be successful, we hope, as opposed to killing off these wonderful fish.
I was talking with you yesterday for a period of time, and it is absolutely fascinating to me. I was looking at the curriculum that they have available, and they're all college-level courses, and it looks absolutely fantastic. You've got water quality, you've got physiology, you've got the labs you had mentioned, you've got pond construction. It's really in-depth. I was impressed.
There's a lot to learn. Maybe that's the most fun part of the hobby, is that there's something in the hobby to appeal to just about everybody. If you're more interested in building, you can get into the construction end of it. Some people just are interested in koi appreciation, and they're interested in the judging and the showing and the beautiful koi. And some people really enjoy learning about the facts about nutrition and about, all the different elements that go into keeping these fish. In a lot of ways, it's much easier than some of the aquarium trade. The aquarium fish are very small, and they tend to only live for a couple years. Whereas our koi, we're talking meter fish pretty regularly, and some of the big fish now going up to 48 inches. And these fish living 60 to 80 years in an average home pond, and even longer, it's possible. So these are fish you can will to the grandchildren, and it's a different level of commitment. They're really long lifetime pets, and they're relatively smart. They learn. They certainly know their owners. They know the footsteps of whoever's coming to feed them, as opposed to the footsteps of people who aren't coming to feed them. And so they learn, and they get smarter as they age, and they're really entertaining pets. And so we really think of them more, and of course they live longer than dogs or cats or horses, which is kind of interesting. So there's a lot to the hobby, and we want people to get into it and stay in it and be successful and keep their fish alive. So we're here to help them, and the courses do run the full gamut. The Certified Koi Keeper is a series of 9 courses, which is a fair amount of courses. But once people have been through the 9, then we hope that they will go out and be the evangelists for their koi clubs and their groups in the area of the world that they're in, and help other people with the hobby. So,
well, I always say with the hobby, you're not. It's not just a hobby. You're dealing with life. You're dealing with life and death, and we're the stewards of that life. And to get the education and get the experience, and to have an organization like yours that's there to back people along the way, I think is absolutely fabulous.
And we're a legal 501c3, so it means that anything donated to us is it can be written off. We send you, thank yous for donation that can be used for the IRS. And that helps a little bit. But mostly everything is volunteer. Almost everything in the company is done by volunteers, volunteer instructors. All the people who do the work in the company are volunteers. There are some things we have to pay for. Unfortunately, websites cost serious money. And my web person actually requires cash up front. So, we do need to spend a little bit of money. And so we charge nominal fees for things so that we can keep the doors open, so we can keep a website up. But we don't require you to be a member to take any course. You can take any course in any order. If you decide you really like, you take, say, water quality, and you go, hey, this is a great course, and now you want to take one of the other courses, we'll apply your first course to the full series. And there's a 100% money-back guarantee. If there's anything you don't like, we'll give you your money back.
Fabulous. Sounds good. You mentioned volunteers and donations. I have to show this off. I had to pick one up for my daughter. They have a fine group of people that make fish hats for them. So to draw people into the table, they use these fabulous fish hats. I'm not going to put it on. I'm not going to do it.
Not am I.
But again, that's how dedicated people are to the hobby and to helping this organization. So I'm going to ask you to finish up by giving yourself one more shameless plug. Give us your website.
Our website is K.O.I, organizationinternational.org. Net.com will also find us, but we're the people who are about science. And it's science, not hearsay, and we're there to give you current, accurate, and useful information about the hobby of koi keeping. And we hope you come to us first so that you learn to do it, but we can help you with retrofits if you've made a mistake, too.
Fabulous. Again, Karen, thank you very much for your time, and thanks again for watching us on Nature's Talk Show on YouTube at the NEC Convention 2016.